Hey guys, welcome back. Today is November 15th and we are here with the Wednesday cast. Hopefully you guys have made your decisions. Hopefully everything has been set and solidified. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about them as well as some other placements that are going on. So with that, let's get right into it. Wednesday cast, what do we got going on? Wednesday is a rather big moment. As you can see, we got already a couple extra names on screen here, but let's just break things down here. So Wednesday cast, the moon, as I told you guys on Tuesday, is at the later half of Libra, coming into the mastery of Libra. The moon will be making a inconjunct aspect with Chiron. This is really nice and powerful because it will allow us to understand the pains that occurred with other people, why they occurred, and most of all, it'll give us a bit of healing, so that we're able to move on from the pains that we had gone through if you have properly made your choices during the half of the week that just passed. So Moon's already opposite of opposition with Uranus, so it's definitely talking about those changes. But the pains with the changes that came with it, and it's definitely about understanding what happened and ways to be able to heal yourself from it. You no longer have to go through this anymore, and you shouldn't have to carry it. So definitely look to Chiron and Uranus to figure out how to heal those emotions that have been kind of scarred as the moon has gone through this rather how do I say this, kind of a very powerful transit, really, since the early half of like Leo and stuff. But definitely the last couple days in Virgo and Libra haven't really been too kind with it. Now, we do also have a couple things going on here in regards to Vesta and Athena, which you guys can already see on screen here. Vesta, oops, that's not the tab we're looking for. Vesta has retrograded back into Aries, which isn't the worst possible position for Vesta, but it is a rather interesting one because Vesta... No, actually, excuse me. These are incredible. I'm looking at this and I'm like, hold on, no, because Vesta is at home in Aries. That's not right. Excuse me. Live edits. Happens all the time. Let's go ahead and say that one more time. Athena in Aries. Alright, here we go. Athena in Aries isn't the worst possible outcome, but it is a very interesting one. The reason I say that is because Athena is very much... kind of like the female version of Mars, right? It's about passion. It's about going forward with your energy. It has its own spear, shield, and crown. It's definitely a warrior-like aspect, and it has its own chariot as it moves forward with the plans that she has made. But unlike Mars, plans that she has made, she is still a goddess of wisdom. And because of that, Athena is a very strategical type of aspect, which will plan out her strategy before she executes it. Whereas Mars is more of like, I'm gonna grab my swords and I'm gonna go in that battle and I'm gonna like be the gladiator and kill everyone in my way and defeat my opponents, which Athena's all about. But, she doesn't do it with absolute brutal strength. She is very much brains over brawls, and Aries is quite the opposite because it is ruled by Mars, so it is very much brawls over brains. And Athena kind of loses a little bit of her wisdom because she goes a little bit hard with the weapons instead, especially being next to Uranus. It's one of those situations in which she is very much out there to cause change and make sure that the people that don't need to be around are cut down, and she's not necessarily going to take a no for an answer. The only problem that I have with Athena being in Aries is that she may let her passion take over her and not think things out too well. But aside from that, we also have Vesta joining the Scorpio squad, as she enters the sign now, which is really good for Vesta. Congratulations, Vesta. Get out of Libra. You don't need to be in Libra. It's a very bad placement for you. And same thing with Mars, but we've been talking about Mars this entire time. Vesta going into Scorpio is a very interesting type of not dilemma, but emotion change that we have going on here, because again, Vesta is all about our devotions and stuff and how we treat ourselves, and we are making sure that we are self-sufficient and self-provided. And Vesta going to Scorpio is taking on those scorpionic passions and intensity, and is trying to apply them to being self-devoted. Scorpio, Cancer, and Pisces are some of the most spiritual signs in the zodiac, and Vesta going into Scorpio is definitely going to get a psychic upgrade. It's definitely going to be like, yo, my magic power just went up by like plus 100 points. It's going to be quite the thing, which is quite how do I say this? Quite the predicament. I don't know words, because Vesta is like the goddess of hearth, right? She always carries her fire with her, but she's going into a sign of water. So it's like, oh, hi there. Did you leave your torch in Libra and you pick up like a water wand or something? What happened here? So Vesta being in Scorpio is quite the placement. But she has a very good effect here. She has a very positive effect here. If she takes the intensity of Scorpio and applies them properly, Vesta can very much provide a lot of self-healing. Remember, it's self-devotion, and Scorpio does have a lot of powerful water energy. It's not as powerful as say Cancer in terms of healing, or Pisces in terms of just output of energy, but Scorpio can definitely hold its own, and it does have its own unique ways of healing itself. Sexual healing, but it does have its ways of doing things, and Vesta just needs to be very mindful of that intensity, because again, Scorpio can be, very empowering, but it can also make you very vulnerable, because Vesta likes to be in the first house, which is all about the self, the body. It's the sign of the ascendant as well. And in Scorpio, it's all that sexuality and spirituality, and it can be a little bit vulnerable. It could get a bit self-guilty and shameful, because maybe she's just not doing as great as Miss Venus over there, who's been in Scorpio, slept with Jupiter, and is making her way to the sun. Vesta might not feel as great as some of the other aspects that are passing by, especially because she keeps to herself all the time. She's not exactly the most outgoing girl. So just make sure that you don't fall into that self sabotage, that to hurt yourself with negative thoughts that don't need to exist. And just bring out that healing that Scorpio can provide if you seek it. Aside from that, we do have the sun encroaching on the later degrees of Scorpio, which is great, because sun in the later degrees of Scorpio means that it comes with this mastery of scorpionic energy. Making a positive aspect to Chiron is very great in understanding and illuminating the souls with methods to be able to heal the pains that we've been talking about lately. Especially bridging connections with spirit. A lot of how do I say this? Connections with spirit. Anything that's really, really, really spirit related right now is just, what are you doing? Why are you not meditating? Why are you not doing your prayers? Right? This is a very, very spiritual moment for the sun. as it's transiting through Scorpio, because Pisces is literally the sign of spirit. Like, there's a reason why we call people fish-tard, because half their consciousness is in the spirit realm. So the sun making this really nice positive aspect is just talking about how you can connect to spirit, how you can feel comfortable in oneself, you know, having mastered your ego, having mastered your desires. This is a very good time to be able to heal the soul that has been wounded, especially through the last couple days, that the emotions have been battered by changes in the way we want to relate with others. You know, it's gone through Libra. It had to make realities of whatever the heck Mercury was talking about in Sagittarius. The moon right now really could use a lot of help, and it's gonna get it. But for the meantime, the sun, the soul, could definitely kind of pick up where the moon is just right now, kind of like still trying to pick up the pieces, really. So very, very nice moment to be able to dedicate to spirit, connecting to your divines, your higher selves, your guides, and trying to heal the wounds that have affected you for the last couple, whether they be days, months, or even years. Definitely a good aspect here. But with that, that's kind of the Wednesday cast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow again with the Thursday forecast, astrological horoscope forecast. That never gets old saying. But yeah, stay safe, stay positive, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.